young guns, a new generation of conservative leaders.
McCarthy-geddon.
Chaos is Speaker McCarthy.
You know, this is personal with Matt.
Kevin McCarthy is a feature of the swamp.
Don't judge the GOP by Matt Gaetz.
I think Kevin McCarthy should take a hint.
I think Matt has planned this all along.
You saw Kevin McCarthy lying like a dead dog.
Bring it on. Let's get this over.
Nobody trusts Kevin McCarthy.
Nobody likes Matt Gaetz.
You know what? If somebody wants to remove, because I want to be the adult in the room, go ahead and try.
This was a political decision from the Democrats!
Former Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, seen here saying, hello, monster.com? After just 9 months of sucking at his job, McCarthy was stripped of the gavel by 8 members of his own party.
I want to talk about Republican bullshit and how it never seems to go away.
This all happened, and this is true, on National Kevin Day.
New York Congressman and Harry Potter author George Santos chose Feinstein's passing as the moment to hard launch his husband on social media, tweeting, "My husband Matt and I are heartbroken by the news of the passing of Senator Feinstein." California Governor Gavin Newsom, who said last month he wouldn't appoint any of the candidates running for Feinstein's seat, selected LaFonza Butler, the president of Emily's List, to fill the job. Butler will become the first out black lesbian to serve in Congress since George Santos.
I hear all the time about these so-called national security Republicans, but they don't seem to exist anymore.
President Abraham Lincoln once said, "I'm an optimist because I don't see any other way."
A defeated McCarthy held a press conference that can only be described as 1 hour long.
But you want to know the end of the story? I got elected to a seat I couldn't get an internship for. I ended up being the 55th Speaker of the House.
Turns out that's actually not the end of the story. I'd love to see Kevin McCarthy do movie recaps. Titanic, beautiful boat, so cool that it's unsinkable. Can't wait to see what hijinks Jack and Rose get up to.
Poor Kevin. Hindsight really is 2020. Hindsight, of course, being the medical disorder Marjorie Taylor Greene refuses to vaccinate her children for.
It is going to be difficult for my feeble Republican friends to take Speaker McCarthy's lunch money in every negotiation.
The man has the attention span of a baby goldfish swimming in a bowl full of Four Loko.
What's this I hear about Donald Trump talking about our nuclear submarines? He told some Australian douchebag from Mar-a-Lago, who then told 45 people multiple nuclear submarine secrets? 45 people.
I have to say, honestly, we owe a major debt of gratitude to Kentucky Fried Chicken. Literally the only time Donald Trump's mouth is not actively destroying America is when he has a drumstick in it.
No matter how powerful you are, no matter how much money you think you may have, no one is above the law.
Recent remarks that she's been reporting on. Earlier last month, Mr. Trump suggested that General Mark Milley should be executed.
Republicans used to be in favor of stopping nuclear weapons. But Donald Trump took us out of those treaties. And now they support a guy who just let loose a nuclear-powered
cruise missile. It's part of a program unveiled in 2018 to develop intercontinental and hypersonic missiles. This is file video of the current Russian cruise missile. The latest version is known by NATO as the SCC-X9 Skyfall. Its nuclear propulsion allows for near unlimited range, and the low-flying stealth projectile could be capable of outmaneuvering missile defense systems. Here's President Putin speaking on Thursday in Sochi.
So many hundreds of our missiles will appear in the air that not a single enemy will have a chance of survival in several directions at once.
So, obviously McCarthy can't blame anybody but himself, is what I thought.
I think today was a political decision by the Democrats.
Really? You handed a straight razor to the craziest, most selfish nihilist in the entire MAGA mob and said, just hold this to my neck. And if I say or do one thing you don't like, just slice away. And you're blaming the Democrats?
This was a political decision from the Democrats!
I I used to hear about fiscal conservatives. No such thing as that anymore.
And I just kept thinking about Michael Jordan's Hall of Fame speech like from a few years ago. He just went after everybody throughout his entire life, whoever did him wrong. And it seemed like McCarthy was circling around to the same thing.
That is a perfect comparison if Michael Jordan had been the worst basketball player of all time.
Republicans talk about how, we're going to cut taxes and that's going to create jobs. They've been saying that shit for 30 years. It did not work. Every time a Democrat's in, millions of jobs are created.
He then went on to mock the assault on Paul Pelosi, Nancy Pelosi's husband. He called for shoplifters to be shot on sight.
Hell, just this month, 336,000. That's what happens under a Democratic president. Under a Republican president, you get shit.
Slide down Chaos Mountain into Insanity River at the bottom of Dumbass Canyon was sherped by one man, Florida Republican, and Bob's big boy who sells Molly in the club bathroom, Matt Gaetz.
Oh, sure, they want to cut welfare, Medicaid, and Social Security. But do they actually want to cut national defense? Absolutely not. They'll damn sure make sure that none of our weapons can fight the Soviets. Because they love the damn Soviets now. What the hell happened there?
And just a few days ago, he said that migrants are, quote, poisoning the blood of our country, which is echoing the language of white supremacists and of Adolf Hitler, who often invoked those words. Ruth, it's remarkable to me that I'm repeating some of these words right now, but are we at risk of becoming numb?
The stages of grief, I think, are in progress right now with some of my colleagues. I think there was a stage of denial, and I've certainly experienced a good amount of their anger, and now we appear to be headed toward bargaining.
Louisiana Rep and John Boehner rookie card, Garrett Graves.
Look at that. Oh, look, give me money. I filed the motion to vacate. Using official actions to raise money. It's disgusting.
If you think it's disgusting, then send $10 today to Disgusting PAC. You know our slogan. Ooh, this slogan sucks.
Republicans have changed, man. They were always shit. But now, they've joined the other side.
When it comes to how those raise money, I take no lecture on asking patriotic Americans to weigh in and contribute to this fight from those who would grovel and bend knee for the lobbyists and special interests who own our leadership, who have, boo all you want.
My favorite hypocritical shit show that has become of the Republican Party is how my whole life I heard about the goddamn lack of morals that those demon rats have.
I don't have a lot of advice for my House colleagues other than this. I got a new strap-on harness today. I can't wait to put it on you. Follow your heart. It will fit my favorite dildo, but take your brain with you. I'd also advise all of my House colleagues to be sure and take their meds.
Because you're going to need them after you see my new strap-on.
I remember damn near every Republican I knew growing up in North Texas had a damn bracelet on that said WWJD. What would Jesus do?
10 minutes ago, all the lawyers we have for MyPillow and myself in the lawsuits with the lawfare with Dominion and Smartmatic, they just filed in federal court that to drop us as our attorneys, and this comes from the lawfare basically, and from the media, the attacks on MyPillow, what American Express did, just devastating our credit, and we have to. I can't pay the lawyers. We can't pay. There's no money left to pay them.
Apparently, that stands for Jehoshaphat now.
In order for us to keep full capacity at MyPillow, what do we have to do? Talk to us.
We need the support now more than ever, and you guys have done it. There you have the. I'm sitting here, And amidst all this devastation, my employees are counting on everyone getting our great USA products, the My Pillow 2.0. They're down there working right now.
The chair declares the House in recess, subject to the call of the chair.
Oh, he won a minion.
Florida Representative Matt Gaetz is the least popular guy in Congress right now. Ted Cruz must be glowing because they hate Matt Gaetz.
This is a guy that the media didn't give a time of day to after he was accused of sleeping with an underage girl. And there's a reason why no one in the conference came and defended him, because we had all seen the videos he was showing on the House floor that all of us had walked away of the girls that he had slept with. He'd brag about how he would crush ED medicine and chase it with an energy drink so he could go all night. This is obviously before you got married.
Oh. Well, that makes it better then. Yeah, my friend Ted used to scam old ladies out of their life savings and then release them confused into the woods before he had kids, obviously.
My God, what are we going to tell the children? This man is showing our kids how horrible to be. This man is bringing down the morals of America.
Issues that need to be solved. But the people who were masquerading as fiscal conservatives really aren't, Jake. I mean, Matt Gaetz, to say he came here as a fiscal crusader, it's more likely he came here for the teenage interns on Capitol Hill, to be honest.
Wow, they're feeding on it themselves. It's like Alien versus Sexual Predator.
So, naturally, like a turd in a hot tub, one name has floated to the surface. House Republicans are trying to draft Trump as Speaker of the House. There's no way he can be drafted. He's got the bone spurs.
The leading candidates are Jim Jordan and Steve Scalise. I don't like either one of those guys. Why not Lauren Boebert as Speaker of the House? I mean, we saw at that Beetlejuice musical, she does know how to reach across the aisle.
How about if you put this question to him? They would blame Donald Trump on Bill Clinton.
Trump hasn't confirmed whether or not he'd be interested in the job, but he did announce he already won the vote. It was a landslide.
People have been calling me Madam Speaker. All I can say is we'll do whatever's best for the country.
Oh. Well, then slather yourself in honey and let the fire ants have at you.
It's all bullshit, man. Republicans are bullshit.
The United States Congress continues to be a brimming bucket of garbage. After ditching the Speaker for the first time in U.S. history, Congress decided, job well done. Took the rest of the week off.
Now, I don't know exactly what it is people see in them, but it's a fucking cult. There's nothing to see here. It's just a new religion.
Jake, I'll be really candid. I think if we had stayed together in the meeting last night, I think that you would have seen fists thrown.
If the fists did start flying, my money's on Lauren Boebert, because I've seen how fast those hands move, especially below the belt.
You can always tell the Republicans are dying when all of a sudden they seem to be falling back on the morals. Suddenly, they're talking about morals again. You know damn well they're going to sweep Donald Trump right into the nomination.
The guy everyone finds particularly punchable in all this is Florida congressman and man who spotted you from across the Build-A-Bear workshop.
And he walked up to me as Chrissy Noem, now Governor Chrissy Noem, and he said, man, she's a fine, and you can put the B word in place here.
Representative of South Dakota?
It is astonishing that people can't see this pile of bullshit.
Personally, I think it'd be the coolest damn thing in the entire world. You know, I would make sure he got a bigger gavel than the small little one that they have. Like, I think Trump needs like a. You could make it. You're a good craftsman. Like a huge gavel.
My dad would have. My dad. I'm telling you, it would be super cool, awesome sauce. My dad would have the hugest gavel of the world. It'd be so big, he couldn't pick it up with his hand.
I think it's kind of like the emperor wearing no clothes. They don't know that he's not wearing any clothes because they're not wearing any either. And they think they are.
He'd have to wrap both his arms around it and scoop it up and then tell it he loved it and please let me be the gavel, Dad. But
And regular Republicans are gonna vote for that shit. Because they think it's badass. Hell yeah, man.
Eric's wife and Kirkland brand Gwyneth Paltrow, Lara Trump. Chilling. You can hear the whole track on the new compilation album. Now that's what Lara Trump claims is music volume 1 on a horse. Just a little bit. It's hard to tell, but there's so much auto-tune there that I think it might have been the horse singing.
So that's where we are. A party of bullshit.
I already know my song was shadow banned. So many people told me on Apple Music, on Spotify, on Amazon Music, they wouldn't put my song on the radio because it was too political.
Her singing has been legally designated as domestic terrorism.
It's all a fucking cult.
Former New York mayor and rubber practice head they use in periodontal school, Rudolph Giuliani. Now, federal prosecutors have shown an interest in Rudy's drinking habits. The very first federal investigation ever to begin with the words, "We're worried about you." The reason for this Giuliani booze snoop is that January 6 prosecutors think Trump might use a so-called advice of counsel defense as a client merely taking professional cues from his lawyers, but that argument would fall apart if that guidance came from someone who Trump knew was compromised by alcohol.
It's all a fucking cult. What exactly are we supposed to do with a bunch of people that are off their fucking rocker?
Oh no, are you telling me the insane leaky goblin that I hired out of a dumpster was drunk?
Are we gonna have to deprogram these people?
But he was the only one who knew where the dildo store was.
Now, I don't know if we can deprogram these people. I don't know what it's gonna take. It's a religion now.
The test was scheduled to happen on every phone in the country simultaneously at exactly 2:20 Eastern Standard Time. But it actually went off 2 minutes early.
And pretty soon, they're just gonna simply register it as one. And then we can't do a damn thing about it because churches can do whatever the fuck. We better do something now. Otherwise, these fuckers might actually knock us into oblivion. What do you think Vladimir Putin thinks about that? I would submit. Motherfuckers on board. I'm Zachariah, Lone Star Liberal. Y'all take it easy.
Either somebody jumped the gun, or we just found out the government knows a disaster is going to happen 2 minutes before it actually does. And if that's the case, why didn't they stop Lara Trump from covering Tom Petty?